it's not wrong or right. We came with a plan. Our main objective was to give the chances for our Goan players plus Indian players who can get back to our plans and promote our teams, especially our club, where this trophies belongs to the locals because it's a prestigious, the oldest cup. So I think we are coming to our step where our players, yeah, here and there it happens in the game. It's not mistakes about it, but players stick to the plan in the patches. But here there lack of concentration. I think I'm very happy with the some of the boys, especially our local boys, because they showed that character till the end of the match.
So the team started out very well in the initial minutes. It was a 1-1 all scoreless. But as the match went out, the other team came in hard and our team couldn't cope up much. So how do you think, or is it a psychological thing that we need to come up with, or it's a pre-season thing that's what's lacking?
It's not completely psychological. It's like a you like these are young players. It's upcoming future of the Indian football and plus Goan football. I think they have deal with it in some or there they have not deal with it. It's a part of the life. We can't say psychological because as per the years goes, they will also play like these bigger boys. Yeah. Any question? Yeah. Thank you.
Please.
Are you satisfied with our team's performance today?
Yes, I think that was our first pre-season game, and some of the goals we scored were outstanding goals. Obviously, what we're looking for when we come to the season proper, and with some other wonderful opportunities. In fairness to Churchill, I have to say they scored, from a footballing point of view, they scored an outstanding goal. Great play, everything about it. So credit to them for that. As much as we don't want to be conceding goals, but sometimes you have to accept that a wonderful bit of play and a good finish, which it was. That being said, we scored 4 goals. We could have scored 8, 9. I mean, some of the chances that we had. Their young goalkeeper, I thought he did very well. Some very, very good saves. And then there was times that a little bit more clinical finishing from us would have resulted in more goals. But that's always going to happen when it's your first game of the season. So really pleased to get the minutes that I did. I mean, I wish obviously the rules are we can only use 5 substitutes. I wish I could have used more because obviously to get the minutes in. But it is what it is. It's a wonderful tournament. Great initiative from the Goan football authorities. And as you see with the calibre of teams that's came to the tournament, I know it's the memory of a wonderful name. So we're delighted on behalf of my owners to be here playing a part in it. I love coming to Go anyway because it's a real football place, a real football field, which I love. And yeah, so people love to win games. The result wasn't important. What's important is that I always equate it with a ladder. We have to step up the rungs of the ladder to get ourselves ready for the season proper. And so it was a good, nice step on the first rung of the ladder. Gives us a chance now to train and then get ready for another really good game against Odisha on 28. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I thought all round the attitude, I thought the professionalism that we showed, that was really important. And I think that was very evident and it shone brightly. So great, yeah, all good.
So although you have covered all the answers in this one thing itself, but I just wanted to ask, since it's the first pre-season match, where do you see your sports fitness in terms of your goals, where you want to be?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. I think there was going to be a little lulls in the game when people were feeling it, but what was really important, and you've seen, obviously, even within, I mean, I don't know how, just wish we got a red card, but anyway, how strong we finished, even with 10 men, we're still strong, because we train intensely, we train hard, but we need games. Training's one thing, the way to get your fitness is with tough matches at high intensity, which we got today. We'll certainly get another 2 in the group with Odisha and obviously a fantastic Argentinian team in Justica. So looking forward to those games against really good opponents, good people that I know. And but in terms of the fitness, which you asked, I was delighted. I was delighted with the application, because are we in the condition today that we need to be for the start of the ISL? No. But we've worked for 2 weeks to this point, and we have another 3 weeks to get ourselves ready for where we need to be. And you only had to look at us last season when everybody wrote us off the character and the mentality we have to keep going and make the playoffs as we did. And I happen to believe that we've brought some really good, talented young Indian players, which I love working with. You only have to look at my record to see the success with those kids. And I mean, you've seen the goal today from Gurkharat. I mean, that alone is worth, in any league in the world. Yeah, if a Brazilian scored that, or somebody scored that in the English Premier League, they'd be, absolutely, goal of the week, they'd be raving about it. The whole move and then the execution. So when I see that from young Indian players, it gives me a real nice feeling that, they're listening, they're learning. And then Irfan, who I love, my young striker, scored the goal, could have again 3 or 4. So we're working with him really, because he's got so much potential. We have to turn that potential into the real thing, the reality, because obviously India's crying out for a number 9. So working with those is Kian. I mean, some of the things the football brain he has. So delighted with those young. And I mean, one of my, which I think will be a really important signing for us, and probably an unsung hero in respect of us, but Dinpura, who I had at Jamshedpur. Dinpura, arguably in my mind, one of the best defenders in the country. He gets better. I mean, so my point is, we have a different model from the big clubs that go and buy ready-made players and spend a fortune, demand success, and they spend big money to do it. That's fine. We have a different model that we invest in young players. We look to make them better, and we're sure we can do it, because I did at Jamshedpur to win the Shield at Jamshedpur with the budget we had. So we know what we're doing. We'll get good young pieces. I like to think we've got a good coach who can help them, and we'll do our utmost to try and put a smile on the faces of the CFC fans, because we have such a loyal fan base. But the league itself, when it comes to it, you mentioned it, it's going to be a fantastic league this year, because the investment from clubs that even didn't make the playoffs last year, Bangalore, who always invest heavily, but then they've surpassed that again. East Bengal, I mean, so, and then you have the big ones that spend what they spend. But Chennaiyin have got a proud history. We're always there, so we're looking forward to the challenge against the so-called big guns. All good.
Yesterday's matches were played through rain and you had a slight shower during your
Yeah.
How do you feel the ground quality is?
I've got to say that it's quite demanding. I mean, Fortod has always been an outstanding football home, and all credit to the groundsmen and the people that the vendors that look the best to do the pitch. It's going to be demanding, not only with the amount of volume of games, but with the weather. That can take its toll on the best of pitches. So I think the lads are working really hard to get it in good condition. I've got no complaints. The pitch played well, and we're very fortunate to be here in a wonderful tournament. So all credit to those boys behind the scenes, because obviously in football, whether it's a head coach or players get a lot of plaudits, but the people really behind the scenes, that's the ones that deserve enormous credit, because they're allowing the tournament to take place, as you say, under heavy conditions. I've got to say, obviously we're fortunate. I think it was like 10-15 minutes. I mean, excuse me, I'm used to the rain anyway. It rains every day in Glasgow back home. In Scotland, we're used to the rain, although it's not as warm. But I did turn round to my assistant, Sandy, and I think he was a couple of yards away, and he was hiding in the technical area. Anyway, I'll have a word with him about that later. But no, listen, the vendors are doing great. It's going to be a brilliant tournament, and there's some really good teams in it. And great experience, and we're delighted to be playing a part in it. All good? Thanks very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you.